Pat, stop laughing at my new intro. I see you over there.
And is the countdown so long?
Well, first of all, I thought you could make fun of a lot of things, Pat. Do you know how Periscope works? Do you think everyone comes in the second you start?
So long. It's so long. And you and your Dolphins jersey with your Dolphins phone case. It's just too much. It's too much for too long.
And the thing is we're not even good Dolphins fans buddies. Neither of us texted Laird after this like gigantic 49ers upset victory. Neither Peter or I were like kind enough to reach out. I just realized that this morning, like we're bad friends.
He also played a season high in snaps this week too.
Yeah, we let our buddy down, Pete.
Yeah, look at you, Pat. You're the hater. Love this little weight screen thing. That Dolphins fit is clean, so you are in the minority here.
All right, Pat. Fine. Fine.
We're going to draft on Underdog here in a second. They got that Best Ball Resurrection tournament. It literally is only 50% full as of right now, and it locks on Sunday for week 6. So for you $5 overlay hunters, this is your tournament. What do you think? We also, Davis is pissed at us from our football guys team. I should actually pull that up here because we lost.
Rightfully pissed, by the way.
So, but here's the thing, Davis. We weren't going to get him even with your bid.
Yeah, that's fine. But I just needed you guys to acknowledge. I need you to acknowledge that my number was way more correct than your number.
Your number was awesome, Davis. It was also a losing bid, but it was such a cool number.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick.
Speaking of Patrick, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Fitzhabits. It's going to be fine, Davis. There are teams that are carrying like 3 quarterbacks each. They're going to get dropped during these bye weeks. We're fine.
Davis, have you seen the Optas this week? Fitzpatrick's going to cry.
Yeah, no, so that's true. The thing, so this is the big thing right now, though, is that like every week I'm gonna have to get in a fucking email thread with you guys and be like, well, I think that we should probably, put in a contingent bid on Derek Carr. Maybe Jalen Hurts is gonna end up getting a start for Philadelphia, and like it's just
Davis. Your Davis impression needs some work. It has like a southern accent. What's going on?
First of all, Davis, I don't think your mic is connected. You sound all fuzzy. But second of all, this is what happens. Davis, and I do appreciate this because our other co-managers don't always do this. He'll go in and set the bids, but then Pat and I now have a standing call on Wednesday afternoons where we'll go in and start talking about things. And I'm doing in-depth grinder shit, Davis. I'm looking at how much fab people have, how many quarterbacks people are carrying, what are the bye weeks coming up. And then I triangulate the perfect bid. It happened to not be the perfect bid.
It happened to be less than half what we needed.
You triangulated a losing ass bid.
So was yours. I mean, hang on, can we talk about this, though? Did you guys see who the guy dropped to blow his load on Andy Dalton? He dropped Teddy Bridgewater.
He did?
He spent $350 for the right to swap out Andy Dalton or Teddy Bridgewater for Andy Dalton. That's absurd.
Holy shit.
Well, I get it.
I'll get out of here.
What is happening?
You gotta get in the mind of someone who gets their fantasy football advice from like the CBS Fantasy Sports Football Podcast. Like you gotta get in their mind, and like in their mind,
shots at CBS.
Well, just like I'm saying, like they're not listening to ship chasing. They're not in the weeds, bro. They listen to like, you guys know what I mean. I didn't mean to take shots, but these guys have heard nothing but people, going crazy about Lamb, about Gallup, about Cooper all year long, all these plays, all these yards. And like, they have this narrative in their head of Teddy Two Gloves, of Captain Checkdown, and results or not, they want in, bro. They want Andy Dalton, spiking it in the end zone across the Dallas Cowboys star. They have.
You're saying they a lot, but you were pissed we didn't get him. And pre-show, you were telling me how good he was when we had Marvin Jones back in 2013. So
well, I'm pretty mad at you guys. I really wanted him because it was the one team where I would have been able to have him. All my other teams, I just have Josh Allen in every high stakes league. So I don't have any. Well, I don't have any access to this awesome Cowboy. Like it's the ship taking team. It's the only team where I have Cowboys.
Our team is going to be fine. I still have very big hopes. In the one position I do not panic at in FFPC is quarterback.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
I'm with you. I would have liked to have gotten Dalton, but in these bye weeks, we are going to have cracks at Dalton-esque quarterbacks multiple times. We're not,
and we don't have to full on hustle at the running back position like all the rest of my teams. Like we don't have to be, putting in $1 bids for Devontae Booker and Benjamin every other week and then rotating them out based on what happened the week prior, because we actually have running backs.
Yeah. I mean, this team, we hit on Gibson, Gaskin, Rojo to go along with our Alvin Kamara. We've been churning hard. We've been working hard. Keyshawn Vaughn, Duke Johnson. I think with as poor as Singletary has looked rushing, like Zach Moss is going to have a big role eventually.
Yeah, we dodged the Le'Veon Bell bullet there, so I'm feeling good about Moss again.
How tilted are the Bills that Bell did not sign with them, though? Like, they seem like an organization who really wanted Le'Veon Bell to sign with them, which, by the way, the Chiefs, I mean, so stupid. Like, they love these dusty old veterans. Like, it's so, like, LaShawn McCoy last year, Le'Veon Bell this year. Imagine how hard Damian would be cooking right now. Like, imagine the cookery of Damian right now.
Dude, I don't know about if you got your relationship's probably a little more complicated as a Chiefs fan and all of this, but I was so torn because I have a lot of Gaskin and I have a lot of Zach Moss. So I didn't want Le'Veon to go there. On the other hand, I didn't want the Le'Veon Bell slappies to get the Fournette suck out.
Oh, I was rooting for the Chiefs. I was rooting for the Chiefs because I think, first of all, the Le'Veon Bell or the Leonard Fournette suck out has not gone well.
No,
this has not been
not.
Right. So if you like the two franchises that Le'Veon Bell and Leonard Fournette owners would have wanted had those guys gotten cut as we thought they might, they would have handpicked the Buccaneers and the Chiefs. So if neither one of those pans out, it's just the most beautiful thing. So we're already 1 for 2 here. If Le'Veon Bell ends up being a backup to CEH or just not really delivering anything close to 3rd, 4th round value on the Chiefs, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. I've been rooting for him to go to the Chiefs.
Yeah, the reason you guys can do that though is you're not fucking drowning in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I
That's true.
In the off season in Dynasty, I just was like, look, man, he's a Chiefs running back, and like he just is gonna be so good. And it turns out like you got to have like the base level functionality of being able to like run forward without falling down for longer than 2 yards to score fantasy points. And CH has really struggled with that as a member of the Chiefs.
Well, but when you were going all in Dynasty, Damian had not opted out yet. So I would say, don't panic here. You thought he was going to emerge ahead of Damian. He'll emerge ahead of Bell.
But when you, like, a very small part of the calculus with running backs is like what happens if they're literally not good enough to play, right? Like Trent Richardson, where like he literally was so bad that he couldn't, like, yes, running backs don't matter, but they definitely matter if they're so bad that they make the entire offense worse. And I think it's very hard to argue that Clyde Edwards-Helaire wasn't making the Chiefs offense worse. And got to be honest, I did not really account for that. Like I really, like in my projections, thinking about CEH versus Jonathan Taylor and that long-term value, I really was not thinking about CH being so bad that he was a part-time player.
You want to tell people about the trade we did at Dynasty, Davis?
It was basically 101, 102, and then what did I give you?
You gave me the 210.
There you go. So you probably got a really good player. You probably got.
I got Zach Moss.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's not even close to the worst Dynasty trade I made this offseason. I'm having a rough, like DJ Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster. Like I'm having a rough Dynasty season right now.
It's been hit or miss for me, but Calvin Ridley. There's been some other bright spots. So,
all right, guys, we got 2 more spots here to fill if you want to draft with us in this. Speaking of Calvin Ridley, Julio just magically off the injury report, no designation, full go. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, full decoy status for our boy.
You think full decoy status if he's off the injury report on a Friday?
I just think that he's done. More
what?
Or less.
Wow.
Like I think that we'll see. I think we'll see flashes. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he has like a classic Julio 12 catch, 198 yards, 0 touchdown game, at some point this season. But yeah, I mean, I think Julio's pretty well past it.
He has a 2.27 yards per route run this season. He's been good when out there. He's just been struggling with injury.
Davis doesn't do this yards per route run bullshit.
No, I do. I do.
You cited targets per hour on the Soulcast.
Yeah, I listen to stat chasing, but I mean, like when you guys know, like when a 31-year-old player starts missing games with lower body injuries, you're not going to get Davis Maddock on the line to be like, oh, it's a buy low opportunity on the old guy.
That's true.
But I think we do have to recognize there's a distinction between Julio with like AJ Green and Zach Ertz.
AJ Green. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Big distinction. He's played well this year.
I mean, I think that Julio seems like a guy who's going to be like Larry Fitzgerald, where he's going to grind out 600 receiving yards every year until he's 39.
Yeah. All right, guys, we have the 103 here. Rest of season values based on ADP. Aaron Jones way up here. You can tell teams with the bye week in the past are getting a little premium. Who do you guys like here at the 3 hole, assuming Kamara, Zeke go?
I like Jones.
Yeah, it seems like he's the only guy you
don't want to get a share of the big dog.
It is half point PPR, so the big dog does hold some appeal.
I have the big dog. The thing you got to remember with picking Titans players is they're like 50-50 to go and get COVID to own the list.
That's true. That's true. They might run into some more adversity if they're not careful.
Yeah.
There's not a team I hate more than the Tennessee Titans. They disgust me through and through.
Just for so many reasons.
Yeah. You know what? We got to talk about how rigged the Fantasy Football World Series is, where I draft this immaculate team. I get this giant discount on all the Bills players because we're assuming that this game is not going to take place. It takes place, and freaking TJ Yeldon comes out and is playing passing downs, catching bombs from Josh Allen. Like what? Like how rigged could a contest seriously be against me?
So wait, so what are you charging that somehow the FFWS got TJ Yeldon to play in a real life NFL football game?
Yeah, that it's rigged that TJ Yeldon was playing third downs instead of Devin Singletary after he'd played 40 of 43 snaps. The 2 week prior. Yeah. I mean,
if they had that kind of resources, I'm not sure that they would be having me and Pete hosting their draft events, Davis.
It's a long con to screw Davis.
It's a long con. Yeah.
And Davis, I mean, can you really be screwed out if you're drafting on your phone in these contests? I know you're sitting there just drafting on your phone all willy-nilly late at night.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend watching Top Chef, drafting my Fantasy Football World Series teams, dude.
That's why you stack, because it eliminates the decisions for you.
100%. You know
just
me
like,
so
who's next on the depth chart?
Peter, I
have you pegged.
I'm thankful for David Kitchen for many things in my life, but being introduced to you via the Swolecast, really, David Kitchen, he really deserves so much credit because you just are one of my lifelong buddies. Steve.
Wait, what was your first thought? I've never even heard this when Kitchen told you and Tuttle that he was thinking about replacing Silva with me. Like, what was your snap take?
I was hyped because I thought you were very funny before. Like, I thought. Well, and obviously, the man's bit of the Swolecast audition is just, glorifying something that I'm involved with. So anything that, anything that's complimentary to something that I do, I'm going to be in on. Back
then when I did that, I was actually worried because I didn't know you at all, just only from the Swolecast. And I was like, oh, is Davis going to be pissed that I'm like making fun of him? Like in this thing, little did I know that that's just been your life of just people making jokes. So you've been through the fire. You didn't care.
No, and now it's this me dunking on my haters this season it's been phenomenal. I gotta be honest.
It has been.
When we three-way ship the 500K for the Football Guys Players Championship, when Andy Dalton gets dropped in week 7 and we bid on him and get him, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for the haters. It's really
Eric Belair just made a terrible pick.
Eric Belair, who's never not been in a draft with me. What did he do?
He just took James Conner. Seems terrible.
Benny Snell season?
It's just like, so my take on why they're giving Ray McLeod and Chase Claypool and all these guys these carries is that they watch James Conner in practice every day and they're like, why doesn't this guy move faster? Why does he just look so slow all the time? And has he made an explosive play all year? I literally don't know if he has a gain longer than 20 yards.
No. Man, that was a pretty hand in the dirt take there, Davis.
Yeah.
I just got done last night watching all of the all 22s.
Really, of all of them?
Yeah, you guys called me the other day when you were doing when you guys were doing the waivers, and I was watching all 22 on my exercise bike when you called me.
I thought we caught you on the recumbent bike there.
Who do we like here at 210? I think Pat last time. I think we scooped up Kittle here.
Well,
yeah,
thank God. Yeah, I want Kittle. You guys know me. No bye weeks for me.
Yeah. Let's. What do you mean no bye weeks?
We did that FFW, the Fantasy Football World Series draft.
This is 6 through 16. Kittle still has his bye week.
Oh. Okay.
This isn't a quarter. This isn't a quarter.
I misunderstood.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Jones has it in the rearview mirror. But yeah, Kittle will get that bye week 11. But I still, we talked about this though, I guess, Pat, about if you did go with the hyper fragile in grabbing back-to-back running backs. I mean, who would have been the pick? Robinson or Mostert probably?
Or Montgomery.
Ugh.
He's got the backfield to himself.
No, Montgomery is going to get there for the robust RV drafters. He has no his competition is Artavis Pierce.
Belair is fighting back, highest volume RB on the board, and has a good schedule. He says,
"Yeah, I mean,
haters.
He can fight back, but like Jonathan Taylor was the clear pick."
I mean, what's the deal with Jonathan Taylor?
I was talking to Reeves earlier today. He got his hand in the dirt a little bit, and he was like, dude literally hasn't broken a tackle yet in his NFL career, which I think might actually be true.
I think he's broken 2. I was looking at
it.
Leone was bringing this up.
I mean, he's running like Trent Richardson, you know?
We are almost up here again. I mean,
Diggs for me.
I was just going to say.
Lockett or Diggs. Well, I think I like Diggs better than Lockett personally.
I do too. The only benefit is you do get the Lockett buy. Oh no, they're on buy this week, so you do take that 0.
Yeah,
I like Diggs. Pat, what do you break the tie? Diggs or Lockett?
I like Diggs.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Diggs is so sick. I mean, Diggs should be going mid-second in these drafts.
I mean,
hasn't
DK Metcalf just like replaced? Like, isn't Lockett now just like fancy Doug Baldwin?
I mean, practically. He had that one.
Baldwin was more productive.
Yeah. DK Metcalf is such an alpha. It's not even funny.
So since that mega game, since the 3 touchdown game, Tyler Lockett has 6 receptions for like 78 yards. Like, it's just like, and it's not like Russ struggled in those games either. Like, he had 300 plus passing yards. It's just DK Metcalf. In the words of Peter Overzet, DK Metcalf is a grown ass man.
Who do you guys think are the guys that have rocketed up the most? Like, where do you think in an efficient market Chase Claypool should go in this draft?
8th round.
8th?
Yeah, I would say 7th, 8th.
Okay, I think I might even be higher than you guys.
Like where Kirk and Fuller were going this offseason?
I think I'm slightly higher.
That was more 6th, 7th for Fuller here.
To me, he's like where Sutton and Gallup were going. Mid-5th.
Sutton was they were in 2 different pockets. Sutton was going at that early 5th.
Can we like not talk about Sutton? And also, can you guys stop talking about Sutton every week on ship chasing? Because I'm just trying to hang out and have a good time. Most of the time I listen to you guys when I'm walking my dogs. And like it brings me down, dude. Like, it really brings me down to know that like I have thousands of dollars out there riding on Cortland Sutton's busted knee, and it really bums me out.
Listen, I'm not trying to bum anyone out. I'll pull up my underdog exposure right now. I've got the most Sutton of anyone in the game.
I bet you. He's my highest exposure player on Underdog.
He's mine too. Yeah.
Other than Biska.
This is why you draft 19 wide receivers, because you can withstand an injury. It does make me sick to my stomach knowing we did an entire mini episode debating between Sutton and DK Metcalf.
No.
The fact that we could have had
Sutton
him.
and Sharp. No, you're right.
It was Sutton and DK. Yeah, don't try to wiggle out of that one.
Fuck.
You know what? While we're talking about brutal wide receiver busts, Miles Boykin, man. I've so there's a couple things going on. One, he's starting to lose playing time to Devin Duvernay, but also like what the hell is going on with the Ravens? Why aren't the Ravens good? Like what happened to them?
They're playing slow.
Is that what it is? Because I don't know, man. It's just like, I mean, Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews have been mostly fine, I guess, but Lamar has been a huge disappointment.
He's not running, and I think there might be more to the sore knee than people are letting on.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe I definitely don't want to talk about Sutton next ship chasing, but let's do a deep dive on why Miles Boykin is busting so hard on the next ship chasing with that.
It's like,
Would that be all right, David?
I'm gonna have to yell at my dogs. I'm gonna be like, they won't stop talking about Miles Boykin.
Davis, I will say the chat's complaining about your mic again, and you don't sound like your mic's plugged in. It sounds like you're on your computer audio.
It is plugged in. These guys, it might be. Yeah,
it's not your usual quality.
No, this is what it is.
There you go. It's fixed now.
All right, wow. Davis is back.
So much better.
He's back.
It was using my AirPod.
It's all good. All right, man. The chat.
Apple.
The chat is like very feisty today. Someone getting on me about calling DK Metcalf an alpha because he only has 4.4 catches per game. I mean, what do you people want?
They're called air yards. They're called air yards, buddy.
If you go to the house with 2 of those catches every game, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, he truly is. He's the deep threat receiver, and he's getting, now they're about even.
And he's the red zone receiver too, though.
And like, I won't back off. Like one of the hypotheticals I did was if you had swapped Metcalf with Sutton last year, he doesn't do as well on the Broncos, and I still stand by that take, but he's the perfect fit with Russell Wilson.
Perfect.
Like, it's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, outside of Mahomes, like there's only 1 or 2 quarterbacks that could unlock DK Metcalf like this.
What do we have here? We're on the clock in a minute.
Okay. We are on the clock here soon. Well,
Leone would be slamming in Todd Gurley here.
No.
I think we draft Julio here. He's off the injury report.
Oh.
I prefer Fuller to Julio.
Yeah, I do too.
I prefer Julio.
No.
Think about where we were 4 weeks ago and where these two are going.
Fuller is Julio, but
dude,
younger and healthy.
The cheese doesn't get better, bro.
Julio has a 2.27 yards per route run. He's been good when on the field. The fact that he struggled through injury should taking
Fuller. You're outvoted, dude.
You're getting outvoted on this one.
God. Oh my God. You guys.
Tell me what you don't like about Fuller is what you're hoping Julio will be rest of the season.
Yeah.
Fuller is not, he does not have a clear alpha role in that offense. Cooks has been heavily involved.
Yeah, and so is Ridley.
Yeah, although they pass a lot more.
I don't know, man. I think there's too much uncertainty. Like, I will give you, like, all things equal, like a tick ahead, but all things aren't equal with his injury and where he's at right now. And the Falcons they're an implosion team candidate.
Yeah, that's not necessarily bad for the receivers.
Yes, it's a very bad thing if they are 0-8 and they just all stop caring and trying. It's very bad for wide receivers.
We just saved you from making a bad pick, Pat.
I think Julio's a great value in the 4th round. We literally drafted him in the 2nd round of a football guys team.
Imagine the person in this draft right now who's like, please fall to me, Kenyon Drake. Please fall to me. There's someone in this draft who's like ready to buy low, I guess, on Kenyon Drake.
All right, we're OTC again. I can't stomach any Gaskin?
Rojo.
Oh God. Or there's some sick wide receiver.
DJ Moore.
Marquise Brown is getting
I'm good with both. I'm good with either. I don't care.
We'll toss Pat a bone after let's
Henry Muto got me in the chat. He's one of the biggest FFPC guys. And also a huge ship chasing fan.
Henry, you guys are again. He's just not that far ahead of Fuller to bake in the risk with the injury stuff here. I mean, tell me this, Pat. If he wasn't off the injury report today, would you be pushing for him?
No.
So literally one tweet from an hour ago made you break the tie in favor.
If Julio's healthy, then I don't see, and he's been good when on the field. I don't see why.
Guys, I bet Eric Blair takes Kenyon Drake here.
Here we go. Crack Rock is in the chat. Donkey Boy took Julio at 9. That led us to getting King Henry 500K.
That's true.
That team we have with Crack Rock is the best team we have.
You want to pull that up? That's such a sick
Dude,
one.
I have a 5-0 main event team with Big Dog.
Is this the Silva team?
Yeah.
You guys are 5-0?
We have Russ and DK.
Nice. And so it's the Big Dog and the Russ to DK stack?
Yeah, and I mean Eckler, who's hurt now, and we have been, to say we have been eating it at tight end has been an understatement. Though we drafted Noah Fant, Irv Smith Jr., and Logan Thomas, and it's just been, I don't think we've gotten 10 points out of a tight end yet.
Cobra takes Claypool here in the 5th. That's where. I mean, again,
we
Go
probably
ahead.
should have taken Myles Gaskin. Actually, I think
Gaskin's an absurd value there.
Gaskin's a very nice value there.
Hey.
He won in the 8th in the first one of these that we did.
Yeah.
Is your KFFFC team like first place in the whole thing? I feel like it's sick.
Oh, I haven't checked the full leaderboard on that.
It can't be because we're not first place in the league.
You guys got Mike Davis for $1.
Yeah. I never even think about those waivers, but somehow we put in Mike Davis for $1 the week before CMC went down.
I don't know. Maybe we're not even on.
Have you guys seen how unbelievably bad me and my buddy's team have run in this? It's my only high stakes team that's like dead.
Really?
What's your team name in this?
Exile.
Ah.
It's unbelievable, dude. Like we we have gotten the shaft every which way.
So we're 137 of how many teams in this?
564.
Okay.
So it's not the team's hot though. The team's real hot.
The team is good, yeah.
Yeah, we have the Allen. We hit the Mike Davis. Obviously, we're resting Dalvin Cook this week. Get healthy, brother. We got Kittle smash, Evans, Hardman coming on, McLaurin, and then our bench. We've been grinding. We have Gabriel Davis. We just picked up on waivers. Lots of good stuff going here.
We spent $400 of our fab for 19 Saquon Barkley PPR points.
Mm-hmm. It is an interesting format because if you're not familiar with it, you bid ahead of the draft for where your draft position is with your fab dollars. And I thought there was nothing wrong with you spending up the fab to get one of the elite running backs. But the problem is if that guy gets lost for the year, you don't have any fab. Yeah, you're done.
Fab. Yeah, you're dusted.
So I like it. It really adds risk to getting one of those early picks.
Well, and so we got COVIDed once with Cam where we had waivers had run already. There was nothing we could do. And then we got the Will Fuller airball game, right?
Yeah.
We had Marvin Jones in week 1 where, everyone was playing him in DFS with Kenny G out and he was terrible. It's just been, but we did get Gaskin though. We did get Gaskin for like $54 on the first waiver run.
Nice.
Pat Clay wants to know what we are sipping on here tonight.
This is Bissell Brothers Substance Ale. It's out of Maine, out of Portland, Maine.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Really tasty.
No, Davis, you're gonna wait till you hear what I've been drinking. Little whiskey with apple cider mixture.
What's wrong with you?
Very autumnal.
Is this from your apple picking trip, Pete?
It is.
I'm drinking ice cold tap water.
Is that an Nalgene? An old school Nalgene?
No, this is a Travis Scott limited edition Cactus Trails Nalgene bottle.
Okay. All right. Nalgene's, that was like because I feel like the Yetis have kind of overtaken them as the default, water bottles. But back in high school, like Nalgene's were the shit, man. Oh, we are ups. Shit.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I'm just checking here, making sure there's nothing else we're missing.
Where did CD go in this?
We could stack Watson
Shortly
with
after us.
but we could get Watson still.
I want Ronald Jones.
I grabbed Rojo. Everyone relax. It's not a stream without Pat if we don't get bullied into drafting Ronald Jones.
I didn't even have to bully. I let
I
David do the bullying. I loved it. I just sat quietly back as we drafted my favorite player of all time.
Mike Davis's value here is interesting. I mean, what is the most
recent? Is Ronald Jones your favorite player of all time, Pat?
What I mean, Is there any debate about this? I've never been.
You like him more than LaVisca?
Well, I guess I've just never really been like as on a limb with a player. Like Visca, I love.
Yeah, Visca was a 12th round pick or whatever.
But you guys all love Visca. We all love Visca. We have, the Visca highlight reel going. Everyone's happy. Rojo, until I basically bullied Pete into coming along for the ride, was just like I was the only guy.
I'm out there with you on Ronald
You're out
Jones.
there. Ben Gretsch is out there. There's a few, but it's
Remember when Friedman was on him and then just bailed right
Friedman
away.
bailed as soon as Fournette signed. It was such a fake.
Imagine being scared of Leonard Fournette's to value
so
for your favorite player.
It's so funny.
I'm gonna push for
Deshaun.
I'm gonna just say I'm gonna push for the Watson stack here because then there's some cheap stacking options later too.
I love the Watson stack.
Deshaun.
I love it.
Making sure.
I think I berated the chat into not drafting Kenyon Drake. They were afraid to get mocked.
Yes.
The Mike Davis value is interesting though, because even if you think Christian McCaffrey comes back into being Christian McCaffrey, we now know that Mike Davis is the number one tier of his own handcuff. Like
is he still around?
Yeah, he's still there. Not even Tony Pollard or
Latavius Murray. Yeah, he's like the better version of those guys. And you'll get 1 week out of him, maybe 2. So he's going to pay off to an extent.
You know what's so funny? I remember doing this tournament last year when Draft's VPN software was not as good as Underdog's. And it was right after Saquon Barkley had got the high ankle sprain. And I remember just drafting the ever-living piss out of Wayne Gallman because he was going in like the 7th, 8th, 9th round. And he had that first like really great game, and then he got a concussion, and it was just like great, whatever. Just lit another $500 on fire.
I don't know what you're saying, Pete. You haven't said anything about my header, and it makes me sad. I don't know what your header is. Yeah. Tell me what that means, and then I will say something about it.
That comment about Ronald Jones has me intrigued.
That thread on DLF.
Yeah, I want to go look.
Yeah, isn't that like a classic thing though? It's like everyone's priors are that Ronald Jones suck, and so he's doing well. So what's the natural reaction gonna be? He's a sell high. He's a sell high. Like that's of course everyone's gonna talk themselves into him being a sell high. What's more interesting is what if you buy at even price right now? That's what's more interesting.
I mean, I think Ronald Jones is a clear dynasty buy right now because it's 50-50 that the person in your league will be wanting to sell high or be a true believer. And if there's someone who wants to sell, I bet you could get Ronald Jones right now for a 2020 second and like Cam Brate or something.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah. You need to add a sweetener to a second, but I think as long as the sweetener's a little sweet, you'll get it done.
Yeah.
Can you guys review the opposition teams and give your review? Which team is yours? Talking Dodgers. We'll bite. We have been giving our thoughts, but the chat has gotten upset when we've said things about their team that they didn't like. So you guys got it. Do you guys want tough love or not?
This team, BM McFadden 16, the high T start, but I like his team. AJ Brown, McLaurin, T Higgins, and Debo as his 4 wide receivers.
All right. Talking Dodgers, Nick Nukes. I knew you were in this draft when you wanted us to review your team. Let's see Nick Nukes here. Adams, Carson, Andrews, Lamar, Moore, Chark, Mike Davis.
I don't know. Not the strategy I'd be taking.
I don't mind the Lamar Andrews stack there. Did you guys see that Lamar has one of the lowest win rates right now in the Underdog fantasy tournament so far?
Yeah, because he was going so high.
Yeah,
the huge opportunity cost there.
Yeah. Cobra wants us to review his team 5 here. He did take Claypool early, Hunt, CEH, Allen Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Claypool, Chase Edmonds, Hawkinson. An interesting blend of buy lows and buy highs.
Who's the team that took Le'Veon Bell?
Where is Le'Veon? Where did Le'Veon go?
He went the pick after we took Deshaun.
Wow.
Hey, somebody's got to pay the rate.
Someone's got to. AJ, I'm Nez. Let's talk about how Freeman rest of season value is sneaky good.
Let's not.
Everyone's like, can you please talk about how good my team is?
Wait, we're on the clock. We're on the clock, guys.
Shit.
What's the tight ends look like?
We're good at tight end with Kittle right now.
Oh, I forgot we had him.
Harris, Kelly.
I kind of like.
I think Akers is interesting.
I kind of like Jerry Jeudy, and I'd be good with Fant, and then we don't have to do another tight end for the rest of it.
I would take Judy ahead of Fant.
Nimble fingers. Oh, sorry. Ended up getting Akers. We weren't quick enough.
Oh God.
I don't mind the Akers call.
I'm gonna go throw up.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Akers. Henderson has been, I would say, overall week 1 to 5, I'd say he's been a B-, right? He's had a couple of really great plays. I think it was week 3 where he really crushed it. But it's not like he's been so good that the Rams can't use Akers, right?
Akers looked awesome on that run. I'll give you that. It looks like a really gross 3-man committee.
Yeah, I mean, Malcolm Brown is playing the mentor.
But don't you think Akers' role can grow, Pat?
I do. I think it can grow, but I don't know if it's going to get up to where we need it to be for this value. I mean, we just took him in the 7th. That's right. Or in the 8th. Okay, the 8th I can live with.
And the other thing is we have Jones, the double Joneses here that are going to be our starting running backs. Like we can wait a little bit on Akers here. So I like the pick. I
just always get you guys to draft running backs. Like that's really my role with you guys.
What about Fant here? I think he was looking great, and now we have Kittle.
You don't have to sell me on Fant, buddy.
Yeah. All right, let's get Fant.
What is he going to play? He's 50-50 for this week.
He is a true GTD per the Denver Post.
Yeah, but it's more about. I mean, I'm comfortable basically saying we're starting Kittle this week. Let's mix him in.
So we'll be done. We'll be done with tight end after that. I'm not seeing a ton of things that we have to do here at other positions. There's no must-have. All right, we can do Fant.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. Travis Fulgham takes. You didn't really get into it on ship chasing at all.
Well, I'm kind of. So the guys I've struggled the most with are like Jeff Smith and Travis Fulgham.
Well, you don't have to struggle with Jeff Smith, so I'll say I don't need to hear your Jeff Smith thing.
Wait, why don't you need to hear the Jeff Smith thing?
Because he is a speedy, undrafted free agent whose path to success is really narrow, and it's going to go away immediately when Mims and Perryman are healthy.
So Fulgham's a 6th-round pick who was a 4-year player, wasn't productive until his final season, good at scoring touchdowns.
Like, I don't think he's good. I'm just wondering for until Reagor gets back, what do you think his role is?
I'm interested in him this week for sure, because I think Ertz looks super dusty, and
correct.
Looks like he's going to have the same role that he did. Jackson's out, right? And Jeffrey's not going to be back for a bit. So I think for another week in a game where we know they're going to have to throw, I'm pretty comfortable with him. I don't know if he's anything long term. He seems like the type of guy that in Dynasty you try to turn into a profit as soon as possible.
Yeah, Pat Thorman picked him up in a league I'm in with him, and I have this awful team that's being dismantled right now, and he just offered him to me in a package deal, and I was like, I can't be out here trading for Travis Fulgham.
Yeah, he's a guy that you trade for if you need a spot start, but I wouldn't assume he's anything.
Yeah, I was surprised.
They got Goddard coming back. They got Reagor.
Oh, they got Reagor. I thought Alshon and Djax were trending in the right direction, and then they just ruled him out because they had been practicing.
Right.
Alshon Jeffrey has Schrodinger's foot, where he's always a week away from coming back and a week away from being placed on the injured reserve. It's one of the two.
And in one universe, he did the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. The only way someone drafts Ertz is a bit.
I can't believe that we didn't go. Two things for our ship taking team. Imagine if we had Dalton Schultz right now, how lit we'd be. We'd feel so happy if we had got him.
I wouldn't feel happy because we just
the bloom
lost
is off the rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Schultz is gonna be fine, but his ceiling isn't there anymore with Dalton.
Looking at that team, I'm just so there, and then I get to Zach Ertz, and I'm just like, this is so miserable.
I do have some bad news about that team, by the way. So Pete's right that the guy who spent huge on Andy Dalton dropped Teddy Bridgewater to do it, but that was in our main event. In ship taking, the guy dropped Tua.
Oh, I mixed those two up.
So we do not have Teddy to bid on.
I think I mentioned this. We should actually just grab Tua, then we just lock up, the past and future Dolphins points there.
I'm not carrying two quarterbacks who can both be rolled out because the game gets moved due to COVID. I'm not doing it.
Tua's going to finish the season.
Christian Kirk. I was having this argument with Leone the other day, and he was trying to hold the faith or whatever. I think I am ready to say, I don't think Christian Kirk is going to be a capital T thing in the NFL.
Don't say it before this week. This is the nut spot for him this week.
Oh,
you need to wait
the
for
Cowboys.
that take. Yeah.
I mean, what they just played the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a pretty good game.
What was he, 6 for 80?
70?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, at this point, I'll take
that.
Yeah,
that's the thing, though, is it's year 3. He's playing with Kyler, who, when he throws to Hopkins, looks like or almost on the clock, Pete. So I think maybe more for dynasty purposes. I would not be sending out fair trades for Christian Kirk right now, I guess is more what I'm saying.
This feels like a spot to grab quarterback.
I don't think it is.
We already have Deshaun.
I didn't
Is there
see
a second
anything.
guy we can just lock up here? No,
I think
right.
we don't
have. No, we need a wide receiver.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wide receiver has gotten gross.
It gets
as
so
shit.
gross. I like Rager here.
Do we have how many weeks?
I mean, I need to just put someone in real quick, so he's the default.
I don't mind Harry.
Well, we drafted Rager.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
It's interesting. You think Rager is a fine pick?
It is strange, isn't it?
Let's see here. Leonard Fournette. We just lock up all the production in that Bucs backfield.
Oh, yeah, maybe. What about Zach Moss?
I like Moss. Are we going to go robust?
Throw him in the queue.
This is just.
I think we'd be done after Moss, right?
This is just Pat and I playing the hits from the offseason.
It is.
Ronald Jones, Zach Moss, Jalen Rager, Noah Fant. We're just drafting all the guys we liked anyway.
Will Fuller ahead of Julio.
I got Cam Akers at a nice little discount.
Yeah, Cam Akers. This is literally just a mixed up version of a team we would have drafted in August.
Man, yeah, we're gonna have to hit volume hard here with Harry went one ahead. We need to make a pick. Are we just gonna do Dusty Ty?
What happened to Moss?
Sammy. What happened to Moss? Sammy over Ty. If we're going Dust, Sammy over Ty.
No.
It's too late. Davis was more
Sammy.
vocal. Why not?
You guys, you're the one who sent me the Athletic blurb the other day about how he's not even going on the short-term IR.
You're right. It's still Sammy.
Now someone says Sammy's on IR. I just saw yesterday that he wasn't on IR.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I believe that's fake news.
I believe that is fake news.
Correct. It is.
Come on, get out of here, Jay. He's not on IR. The blurb was that he escaped IR, which means that he's gonna be back very soon.
Arrowhead Pride yesterday is that he could return in week 8.
All right, it was a good pick then. It's a good pick.
Except the thing is, he's gonna get frickin' Wally Pipp, dude, because Hardman is gonna lose his shit against the Cardinals.
The chat, you guys are so prickly today. I just wanted to drink some beers and have fun. You guys are so on edge about everything here. Scotty Hoggs wants us to hear us talk about Tua. What's your outlook with Herbert and Burrow already looking good? I think Tua can crush when he steps in.
I don't know, man. I think that if I was the Dolphins, I'd be sitting there just needling myself for taking Tua with the hip injury over Herbert. I know obviously that's very results oriented and everything. And I certainly did not think that Herbert was going to be this. In fact, I probably need to go delete some old Justin Herbert tweets, but he looks incredible, dude. The throw he made for Keenan Allen's touchdown against the Saints where he spins out and then zips that throw in there while he's getting hit. I mean, that was Mahomesian.
Yeah. That's that one. I actually want to pull that out because that was so sick.
It's the exact opposite of watching Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Here was this one.
Like, this is an insane, like,
That's
come on,
such
dude.
an insane throw.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very Mahomesy, as you said.
That's like,
No,
if Carson Wentz made that play, it would be like the header of every Philadelphia Eagles fan, and they would, like, every time you talked bad about their team, they'd remind you that Carson Wentz made that throw. I hate Eagles fans. I hate them so
well,
much.
they're pretty hateable, I gotta say. I grew up in northern Delaware, which is basically a Philly suburb. Not an Eagles fan myself, but very familiar with the fandom.
We're out here grinding the film. Davis, you said you watched all the All 22. I mean, honestly, what does Zach Ertz look like? What's going on with Zach Ertz?
He just there's no way to say it other than that it looks like he is playing with cinder blocks instead of athletic shoes.
Like over time, your cells break down and you don't recover very well. Then
I would basically
I believe
just
it's called the aging process.
he looks like Zach Ertz, but like in like 89% of Zach Ertz, and like Zach Ertz didn't have the athleticism to give up. Is sort of I think that's my opinion. Is that he probably like literally probably 6 weeks ago heading into the season he probably felt fine. Like, I'm good to go, whatever. And then the pads get on and it's just different.
Yep.
We're on the clock.
He hasn't been efficient for a number of years. I mean, I don't think he had the athleticism to give up.
All right, guys, we got 20 seconds here.
Running backs. I like Hines still.
I like Hines. Pollard has still really good contingent value, I think. Do we need a pass catching back with this build?
How many? We only have 3 guys. Yeah, we probably could use the extra.
Is Tony Pollard going to be like the new Ben Tate, where he spends every year being drafted and like absurdly high due to his contingent value, and then he goes to a new team at the end of that 4th year and then just sucks and is like immediately out of the league?
I think Alexander Madison is the new Ben Tate because he's literally in that same system. He's in that Kubiak scheme. And he's actually shown a little bit. We're all going to be excited. And then he's going to go to like the Jets or whatever and just be god awful.
So let's start thinking about other stacking stuff. I think the most logical one is Garoppolo. Wentz is gone.
Jimmy Garoppolo
with Kittle. Otherwise, we don't really have any other stacking.
What about Locke and then take Hamler in the 18th?
We could do Locke. I think we can wait on Locke. He's pretty far down here. So, I mean, we still need some wide receiver shots here. Who else is available on Houston right now? Cobb is available. So we lost
Stills. Put Stills as like a last round pick. And Cobb. Cobb's fine too.
All right. So we are up here in 2. Are any of these other names? I'll just go to running back and wide receiver here.
Yeah, keep scrolling.
It's so gross, dude. It's just so bad.
Keep going.
What do you guys think about LaMichael Pirine? Do you think?
What about Zach Pascal? Zach Pascal's not a bad pick here.
Yeah.
I'd almost prefer like to take Pollard and just be done.
I'm okay with that too.
I think people are kind of still forget like the thesis of the Pollard play still isn't really that different
has not
at all.
Changed. Yeah.
No, it hasn't changed, especially with this running back group. So
I don't believe that Rico Dowdle has played a snap yet.
I don't even know who that is.
That's their 3rd running back.
And Pollard is getting more snaps than he was before.
Yeah, what was it in week 2? Zeke played 98% of the snaps.
Yeah, it was wild. And then the last 2 weeks, Pollard's been involved a little bit. Not a ton.
Actually 27%, 23%. Like that's basically like Nyheim Hines.
Well, yeah, I guess it's not quite where Hines.
I would certainly say this: if you are out there holding Duke Johnson and you're shitting on people for holding Tony Pollard, hold your tongue.
Agreed there. Yeah. Pollard would be a lot more valuable than Johnson.
I am so out on Duke Johnson. Like next year, I'm just not going to do it. I'm out. I'm done on Duke Johnson next year.
Do you want to hear a tilting Duke Johnson story? So in one of like my longtime keeper league I do with these guys, and it's like a contract keeper league, all this stuff. And Claypool, because we have very big starting lineups and really shallow benches. So you can't stash these guys. And so I had dollar bids in this week for like Henderson, Duke Johnson, Chase Claypool, but I had it Henderson,
Yeah.
Johnson, Claypool, because of
Tough
course this
scenes.
was before the thing. And to see Claypool just go off like this is just, and me looking at Duke Johnson on my bench is so fucking gross.
That's gross.
Yeah, man, you do realize too, like, isn't it funny the psychology of best ball drafting earlier in the season where you can tell yourself a story about all of these guys, like even your 17th round picks.
Yeah, and you're feeling really good. Yeah.
But now you're looking at these guys and you're like, shit, I don't want any of these assholes.
All right. So Scotty Miller is someone we're just now looking for spike weeks, right? So
he still leads the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in ADOT.
Yeah. So Scotty Miller's viable. Anthony Miller's viable.
Why did he get 0 targets?
Who?
Last week?
Scotty?
Yeah.
I don't know, because Brady forgot which down it was. On every down.
The Tanner Hudson stuff those are the weirdest targets you'll see all year.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're done at running back and tight end. So we're trying to fill stacks with our quarterback and just any wide receivers that we think have a pulse.
We could go Goff and then try to get Reynolds and Jefferson super late. Reynolds is the wide.
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Oh, Van?
Well, I don't see any ceiling with Reynolds or Jefferson.
All right. I won't.
Do you?
For it. Not really, but we need another quarterback.
Now I would say like Goff Everett has ceiling.
We don't need a tight end. Though.
Yeah, we don't need a.
We want to build just one tight end. I'm just trying to think of ways we can stack.
Where did Tyler Higbee go in this?
I also just wanted to see who else is there with if we grab Jimmy with Kittle. It's really just Bourne at this point. Where did Higbee go? He just went in the 12th. Not bad. Right after or before.
Man,
after
that's so brutal. The only league where I freaking took Tyler Higbee was Scott Fishbowl, and he just sucks.
Yeah, it's really rough.
And
Scotty Miller's off the board.
And I missed out on Gesicki by 1 pick. And Pat, have you publicly issued a Gesicki apology yet?
I did on the Establish the Edge.
Okay.
It just came out today.
How about one here because I haven't listened yet?
Yeah, I think that we really suffered, kind of the personal consequences, really.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is his targets per route run is still below 20%.
Oh, here we go.
Not necessarily.
That was exactly what Pete and I argued with you all offseason, was that if you play every down and run every route, your targets per route run is going to be like middling.
I'll actually up it. I'll even say you're even more right than you're arguing, because I think the thing with Gesicki is that his ADOT is so much higher than the average tight end. And so
hang on real quick. We're on the clock here. This name is way down here, but what about Gabriel Davis?
You don't have to sell me, dude.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I love.
You want to grab? Do you want to grab Garoppolo here and make sure we get the stack?
Yeah,
we're not on the snipey side of the board, so
yeah. Although Clatondre here is in this draft, he could fuck with us, but we'll see.
Well, if he wants him, that's fine. But
AJ Green, no, he did not want him.
AJ Green,
okay. Keep going.
No, yeah, Gesicki's ADOT is high. He's basically, him and Andrews are the only guys who really get targeted deep at tight end.
Because Gesicki is a wide receiver.
Gesicki's a wide receiver, yeah. I still think he might not be a very good wide receiver, but
I don't even know this. This is actually going to be. I'm going to go look this up on PFF right now. I wonder how many times he's been asked to pass block this year. Let's. Pete definitely won't know. Pete, what is your guess on how many times he has pass blocked this season?
Can you give me like a baseline? Like what even realm of number should I be thinking?
He's like 77.
Like what? All right, we're gonna.
I'll go look up Mark Andrews and see how many times he's pass blocked.
Thank you. Yeah, that'll give me a.
Okay, Mark Andrews has 1 pass blocking snap this year.
Okay, then Gesicki's probably 3.
3, literally exactly.
Wow.
And you thought I wouldn't know.
Wow, dude.
But if we want to take this even further, Gesicki is only run blocked in 5 games 37 times. Mark Andrews, in a weird bit of symmetry, has run blocked 73 times. Like, Gesicki is a wide receiver. That is his only function for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, that's true. His targets are way up from last year, though. Last year he's been targeted 15%. Now he's at 19. So it's a huge improvement.
Do you know why?
Enlighten me.
Preston's not good.
He just had his best game of the season.
He ran hot for the period last year, but he is a secondary NFL contributor. There were some of us, like David Kitchen, who was like, Preston Williams, he's going to be the number 1, dude.
Isn't that your Davis?
Is that Kitchen impersonating you?
Patrick, all my impressions are just the exact same. Like if I was gonna do Pete, it would just be like, I drink Coors Lights and I don't know. Like I would be the same.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I think Preston's fine. I think him and Gesicki can alternate big games.
I think Gesicki is clearly better at NFL football than Preston Williams. Maybe that's a hot take.
I think Gesicki's good. I just don't know if this offense can support, 2 guys going off every week. They haven't.
I mean, yeah. Fitz just looks like. I mean, Fitz is what, like 37. He's playing the best. He's playing I looked this up yesterday. It's the best QBR of his career and the 3rd best YPA of his career this season.
Wow. Yeah, he's 37. He turns 38 in November.
It's the assistant to the quarterback that's improving his quality of life.
Let's see here.
Pat doesn't get that joke. He's not in the group chat.
Oh, yeah. Good joke.
All right. First of all, structurally, are we going to draft a 3rd quarterback with Watson and Garoppolo?
No.
All right. So then we're just wide receivers for these last 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have our stat candidates still with Watson. I don't know if we want to throw in another gross, born Trent Taylor with Garoppolo, or if we just want to keep. Dude, I got one.
You just said Trent Taylor to me. In this economy?
Hey, look, Davis, you're Mr. Stack. I don't have to make any other decisions. You just draft all the guys from the quarterbacks you've already drafted.
But you got to make sure that they're on the field. Trent Taylor doesn't exist.
That's true. Yeah. We're not drafting Dante Pettis here, Pete. Come on.
I have a name. How about James Washington? I mean, Deontay Johnson's not playing again. Like he's going to be the guy in 3 wide receivers.
Are we sure Deontay Johnson exists?
Yeah, I'd rather take Keelan Cole.
No. Keelan Cole is a point shaver.
I don't even know what that means in this context.
It doesn't make any sense.
I would actually legit rather take KJ Hamler, who could actually break out here.
All right,
I'm fine with KJ Hamler.
All right, I'm fine with it too. I still think James Washington is kind of nice, but whatever.
It's like, so I agree with you, but it's like every single personnel move that the Steelers do is like someone who can replace James Washington.
Yeah, and Deontay Johnson's gonna be back soon.
Maybe.
It's not like
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's always
like you're talking yourself into James Washington as the pick there.
Who, Davis? Yeah, I'm not into it.
After we do this pick, we are gonna pour one out for the mentor. A big moment of silence. He had a great
what a bummer, dude. Because like we were so right about that, and we got in on him early.
We were. Yeah, unfortunately, he is just really bad at football.
So bad.
Luckily, none of our takes were him being good.
I remember I remember when the mentor died. It was week 1 against the Texans. They had a 3rd and 5, and they ran a swing pass for him, and it was like 90% of running backs in the NFL get there, and he caught the ball and like basically just stopped and let himself get tackled. You can if you go watch it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like so bad.
He is like the definition of running upright. It's bizarre. It's bizarre how much his running style.
I just drafted Randall Cobb. I didn't even go to you guys. I said, screw you. Pete is throwing his weight around. Little Cobb here. Stack him up.
Do it. Surprised you didn't take James Washington.
Well, I didn't want to deal with the fallout and having to argue this. Are we just going to spend our weekend drafting $5 best ball resurrection teams, chase that overlay?
Yeah, I mean, how many teams are going to be in this in total if they fill it?
Pete, do you not have like apple picking plans?
Dude, it's raining here, man. You know, all the apple picking plans get canceled. Apple picking is a once a year thing, but I'd love to find my way over to a corn maze or something, a little hayride.
My girlfriend's definitely going to try and get me to do apples or pumpkins this weekend.
Just turn it into content, man. It's fine.
No.
Yeah.
I don't tweet.
That definitely won't backfire.
Yeah, Pete, you're big on like real life into content. I don't want anyone on Twitter knowing shit about my real life.
I wouldn't say I'm big. Like, I mean, Denny's big on it. Like, I have a little. I pick and choose.
Yeah, in comparison to Denny, yes, correct. But if I went apple picking, I would not tweet about it.
That's because I'm more comfortable in my own skin than you are, Davis.
That's true.
But Davis, what if someone on Twitter sees you apple picking and grabs a pick?
It's
not even shitting you, dude. This happened, bro. I was like sometime this summer, like maybe like 2 months ago, I was golfing at this really shitty golf course out here on a Saturday morning. And Eric Beimfor from Roto Grinders DMs me on Twitter and he's like, dude, are you out at the Riverside golf course right now? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, some of my buddies who follow you on Twitter just saw you out at the golf course, was texting him about it. I can't go anywhere these days, Pete.
Oh yeah, it must be tough.
Yeah, I mean the paparazzi chasing Davis around.
Luckily, I was having a great round. That was literally they caught me in the best round of my life.
The paparazzi's gonna be like, "There's the man that said Christian Kirk was dead after he went for 102 TDs on Monday Night Football."
I don't think Christian Kirk. I don't think Christian Kirk is dead, but this is where we are with Christian Kirk. And actually, there's no one better to have these discussions with than you two. So he's played. You
don't want to talk about Cortland Sutton, but we could talk of it, rub our nose in the ground about Christian Kirk.
Well, I mean, I got dynasty teams where I got to decide what to do with this guy. So I'd like to have a little, thought about it. He's played 29 career games. He has 197 career targets. He has 7 touchdowns, 3 of which came in one game. And then this year, he is being outproduced on a per target basis by Andy Isabella. And he is being, still playing behind Larry Fitzgerald. And I guess this is, maybe it's not fair to hold the Larry Fitzgerald stuff against him because it's probably very hard for Cliff Kingsbury to be like, sorry, dude. Sorry, Larry. We got to bench you for Andy Isabella. But doesn't the fact that Kirk hasn't just straight up beaten out Fitzgerald, isn't that a problem?
Well, I think that's a little bit.
Am I being unfair?
Misleading. I think a little bit because it's not like Kirk. Isabella has not beaten out Fitzgerald. Isabella plays in the slot exclusively, as does Fitzgerald. And Kirk is out there all the time.
Smashes every time he plays, which is not true of Kirk. What more I'm asking, what more can Isabella do? He's always open. He catches everything that Kyler throws at him. What more can he do?
I think it's almost two different discussions because I agree. I 100% agree with the Isabella take. Although in that game that you're talking about him smashing, Kirk didn't play. And then when Kirk came back, Isabella stopped smashing so much.
Well,
and he actually ran more routes in that game.
But ran more routes, which is so weird.
Well, it's not that weird. Kirk isn't on the field. Isabella gets targeted aggressively when he is on the field because he is a playmaker.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Kingsbury won't put him out on the field. I have no idea why. It makes no sense. He's like a halftime player or worse. On the season, he's running around on 35% of dropbacks. It's insane. Why I don't get that at all.
Isabella has turned 13 targets into 147 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's
I guess the weird thing is just that he's clearly so much better than Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's the main thing is that Isabella is miles better than Fitzgerald. But Kirk's been out there on 78% of dropbacks. And I think that includes, didn't he get hurt in the game? Anyway, he's been out there a lot. So it's not like Fitzgerald's playing ahead of him. Fitzgerald's playing in the slot, and Kirk is playing primarily on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, I guess basically what my supposition would be, if Christian Kirk was the guy that we thought he was, we like wouldn't be talking about him splitting time with Andy Isabella and Larry Fitzgerald. Is like that. That's really all I'm saying, is that I think Kirk's ceiling now is like.
Who do you guys want? Kendrick Bourne, Khalif Raymond, or Chris Conley?
Oh my God.
We lost Kenny Stills.
I've never been
Conley.
asked. I've never been
Chris
asked
Conley.
such a Conley.
Welcome to the 18th round.
I mean,
Anyways,
Conley will get targeted in those non-shark games, even those gross. I mean, here's the thing on Kirk. I guess I'm just pushing back on the idea that he's splitting time with anybody. Last week he was out on 79% of dropbacks. Fitzgerald was out on 82%. Hopkins was out on 89%. So he's not running the full Hopkins slate.
So he's not splitting
player.
he's not splitting time, but he's splitting like targets though.
Yeah. He's splitting targets. Which
is like I would even argue that's maybe even more concerning, that he's out there and that Daryl Daniels is freaking getting 4 targets. Like that is not good. If your argument is Christian Kirk is like this really talented dude, that's not great.
Yeah, I don't know why Fitz gets the. I mean, what I would like to see.
We know why Fitz has the role he does. It's because he's Fitz.
It's deference. It's awful.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I need to. Some people were wondering if we want to do. Do you want to do one of these quick battle royale drafts? They got 5,000 up top. It's just for week 6. Want to do one of those before we head out, or you guys got to go?
No, I don't got to go.
I probably got to go in like 30.
No, this I think these are like 10-minute drafts. All right, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Davis and Pat are gonna argue about Christian Kirk and yards per target.
I'm not arguing, but it's like
I'm not.
It's like
arguing,
this is
he yelled.
this. So this is where I'm at. I feel disappointed by Christian Kirk, and like I feel like it's kind of a Lucy with the football spot, where like every week I'm waiting for Kirk to smash, and like. What if he's just, like Jeremy Maclin? Well, Jeremy Maclin was pretty good for a while. So
he was pretty good for a while. But there is sort of a thing where like we get really excited about these prospects and then we think, oh God, what if he's Jeremy Maclin? But Jeremy Maclin was a functional NFL wide receiver. So a lot of these good prospects
I actually have a Jeremy Maclin jersey.
Jeremy Macklin's like a better than average outcome, for a prospect. But yeah, I get it. We're going for guys who could be big fantasy contributors. My concern is that Kirk is playing out of position.
Yes.
I cannot remember who made this point, and it's killing me, but someone this week was talking about...
It was Gretsch has made the point that like he's second best at everything. So he's the second best 9-route guy because Isabella would be best at that. He's the second best possession wide receiver because even at 46 years old, Fitzgerald is still better at running 7 yards, catching it and falling down. And he's second best at being the alpha, right? Because clearly Hopkins would be the best at that. And so it just kind of leaves him as a man with no home.
Yeah. I think they'd be better off if they brought him in and they had Isabella and Kirk out of the slot and then played even if they played Keyshawn or someone, because they have typically had someone on the outside not getting targeted a lot. And Kirk has improved. I think he's a big improvement on what they had on the outside previously, but it's hurt him personally. So I think if Fitzgerald left the offense, it would be really good for Isabella and Kirk, I think, assuming.
Yeah.
Kirk
I mean, it's just like I go to sleep at night thinking about Larry Fitzgerald retiring midseason.
It would be beautiful.
Andy Isabella is like my 3rd most drafted player.
Yeah. I drafted a lot of Isabella. I drafted a lot of Kirk.
Drafted a lot of Miles Boykin too, but I'm not even having arguments with myself about that one because I just think he's done.
Yeah, I think he's done too. I drafted a lot of him too.
Duvernay just looks good. Like Duvernay just looks fast and agile and yeah.
And they're using him on like those jet sweep type stuff. Yeah, he looks good, and that's kind of what they need. Like I don't know if they need Boykin so much. They kind of need like a shifty guy, because they're using Willie Snead still.
No, I do think they need Boykin because they need, but Boykin just might not be the guy.
Right. Yeah. I was hoping that Boykin would start to see that his playing time wouldn't decrease further and that Willie Snead would start to see less snaps because in some ways Duvernay it hasn't happened. Yeah. Snead has been out there just as much and Duvernay is eating into Boykin's role. So it doesn't look good for Boykin.
How are your guys' Scott Fishbowl teams?
My team is doing okay. It was doing not so good for a while, and it started to rebound. Let me pull it up.
My big takeaway this year is that teams that started with quarterback got like actually are feeling, unless one of them was Lamar, because no major I guess Dak has sustained an injury, but like, you know, Michael Thomas and Devontae Adams and Christian McCaffrey and all that stuff, like the quarterback teams, I think have had a little edge.
Shout out to John Daigle, who is 5-0 in my league and is currently
Nice.
at the top of the standings. I am in 4th, and I think I'm also 4th in points. So,
Do you?
Didn't realize I was muted on my own stream trying to talk to you guys there. But we're back. Been talking for like the past 4 minutes. I'm like, wow, they're just really ignoring me.
I want
we're-
JT if we take him, if we get him.
oh, we're up here. Pete's desperately
Yeah.
trying to get our attention to draft.
We're in the Battle Royale, so this is just week 6, but they've expanded it, so they're not just self-contained, 6-man leagues. You can win 5,000 if you have the highest scoring on the week. So I think they're probably in the later picks is a bit of an edge to being a little more contrarian based off ADP. But
Are you trying to stack, bro?
Do you even stack, bro? So we are at the turn here. So JT is available. James Robinson's available.
I like JT.
Hunt's
Is Sanders
available.
still here?
Yeah, Miles Sanders is here.
Taylor Hunt.
Let me just make sure
All right, I'm
there's
good with that. I'm good with that.
Adams, Ridley, Thielen are available. This does include Sunday night, so Kittle's available.
What
But
if we
you
go
guys want?
Kittle after Taylor?
I like that.
Do you guys prefer? I mean, structurally, Kittle makes sense. Hunt's a
Structurally,
great play.
it's Pete's favorite word.
It does,
Stru-
Davis. This is a
structure-
onesie position with only 6
Structurally,
teams.
structurally, the optionality. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I mean, tight end is so gross. Like, if you don't get
Yeah,
Kittle or Andrews, you're so far behind.
I think
Yeah.
Kittle's a smash. In fact, there's an argument for taking. I don't know how gross running back would get, but you could take Kittle Andrews if you really wanted to be contrarian.
I don't love using the flex on a tight end here.
Yeah, fair enough. But you are depriving your league mates of that ceiling. So
Yeah, if I get about time for a deposit. If we get talked into another draft here, I will have to deposit live on air.
Pete, you've had a couple big hits. Are you still depositing just to keep the habit going? Keep the
Yeah, I mean, I have to Underdog. All my funds are tied up in these
right, good.
best ball teams. I started with Michael Thomas, so I just gotta wait for all
Pete.
that money to come in.
How much Bitcoin have you bought since you started winning at DFS?
No, the same. I buy $100 every Monday morning, like clockwork.
I buy more every time I win a bunch. I buy like $500 worth.
I'm the dollar cost average. I take the emotions out of it.
I haven't turned my weekly buys off or anything, but
Bitcoin's pumping right now, right? It was at like
I just
wow,
did.
look at that.
I just did a little podcast yesterday about just like summarizing kind of why I thought this is a really good time to be getting in on it.
What pod?
I saw it on
Tapecast.
Twitter. It said buy Bitcoin right now.
Said buy some Bitcoin today.
Buy
Just
some
a little
Bitcoin.
nudge.
Who was the guest?
I just did it on my own.
Oh, I didn't see that in my feed.
So refined. Look at you drinking your whiskey and apple cider.
This one, the apple cider's gone. We're down to just whiskey here.
Okay.
Just whiskey.
Um,
Guys, what
all right.
should I Postmates for dinner tonight?
Chinese.
I'm a big
Chinese?
Thai guy. Big Thai.
Thai. I like Thai a little bit better than Chinese. My girlfriend likes Chinese food better though.
All right, we're almost on the clock here. We could do the nice thing about this is we can do some stack stuff. I mean, we could do.
Is Godwin selected already? I'm assuming yes.
I honestly doubt it. Is he? Oh, he's here. But
Do-
he's
do-
way down.
Do Brady Godwin.
Ooh.
Do you like Brady Godwin over Fuller Watson?
For the
Fuller
for
Watson's filthy.
That's what I'm.
Yeah,
I think we
I
can
just
get
am
Godwin
thinking-
later.
I was just thinking, for the uniqueness.
That's true. Yeah, I think we might be able to still get Godwin. He was buried in here.
What running backs are left?
Mixon,
How many rounds is this?
6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6
Okay.
teams, 6 rounds.
Okay, in the Scott Fishbowl, would you guys start Travis Fulgham or Cameron Brate?
Fulgham.
Fulgham? My league, like half the people have given up already. No one bid on Fulgham. I picked him up free, first come, first serve.
I'm gonna see if he's available in mine.
Shout out Eric Blair, who's in my division also, by the way, and just let him sit there.
How are you doing?
Shout out Eric Valaire doubling down on James Conner to own the libs.
Yeah, Lib's been owned. I'm 4-1, but sort of a fragile 4-1 because I start J.K. Dobbins and Chase Edmonds at running back every week. So if Patrick Mahomes or Kyler Murray ever has a bad game, which they have not yet for Scott Fishbowl scoring, I'm toast. Like I can't win unless those guys are getting 30 plus.
Yeah, I have Antonio Gibson in this one. So as soon as McCaffrey gets back, I think he'll be in good shape.
The points per completion for Kyler were such a hidden bonus. No one talked about this, but he just throws 3-yard slants. They're like run plays basically.
Yeah, I have Teddy and Kyler, and I haven't even bothered to try to get another quarterback because it's like those guys are awesome, and this quarterback scoring. I don't want to fuck around with like Brett Rippon or whatever.
No, I have Herbert as my third. I drafted him in like the 16th round, and he's just crushing. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Robbie is good here, Pete.
I'm just putting some names here. Who do you guys like?
Oh,
Robbie.
I like he died for our gas sins.
Pat?
Yeah, Gaskin is great. We just have one pick here?
2.
Robbie and Gaskin.
Yeah. I will say I was kind of shocked. I thought McKinnon was going to have a little bit more of a role.
Me too, yeah.
And
it's all over for him.
It's just like, how do they not get him some touches?
I mean, maybe they were just looking at it like we're getting shit canned in this game, and this is a guy who gets injured, like if anything happens at all. So like, let's not play him and let's play Jeff Wilson Jr. That's my optimism.
Guys, did you see do we have? Wait, no, never mind.
What were you gonna say?
I was wrong about the matchup this week. For some reason, I thought Kittle was still playing the Dolphins.
You're talking about a little correlation.
Yeah. But then I was like,
he got to see Mike Gesicki, a real tight end, play last weekend.
Oh God.
I will say, yeah, man, Robbie here, it's a nice price. I mean, dude's an alpha.
He's literally an alpha.
I mean, is there a better shower narrative than Matt Rule recruited him to Temple and then took the job in Carolina and then gave him more money than any other team was offering? This should have been obvious in the offseason.
Didn't he also recruit DJ Moore, and DJ Moore didn't come to Temple, and then maybe he's just like always kind of hated DJ Moore since?
That I can't confirm.
That might just all be bullshit. But it's certainly fun.
Let's see. Sorry, who's No, Jay, sorry. No, our team is fire. But thank you. Yeah, no, we appreciate that. You guys just all come on the stream to have us just stroke you off about your drafts. That's not how this works.
You stroke us, Jay.
Let's do one of these.
What's up, Davis?
Let's do another one of these.
I'm down. I need another beer for one of these.
Yeah,
I gotta order dinner.
You order dinner. Pat gets another beer. I deposit.
Okay.
Look at that. You guys want to see how the deposit sausage gets made right here? Let's hope no revealing information gets up here on the screen. Yeah, I'm not showing you guys this. You sick PayPal voyeurs.
Girlfriend vetoed Chinese food.
What about Thai?
I gave her the list.
Wow. Now Lauren always vetoes Chinese too, so I just have to do it solo when I want it.
What is Lauren and Pete's go-to takeout place? Like you're exhausted, you get home from a long day of apple picking, you just want to sit on the couch and watch Top Chef reruns and get some takeout.
Yeah, we have this it's like this Irish kind of upscale pub food place called Patty's by us, and they just have a good variety, and it's all quality. And normally that's what we need, because I'll be like in the mood for, I don't know, like a hamburger or something.
Yeah,
and she'll want like a salmon with stuff, and they can accommodate all of that. Whereas like when you go Chinese, it's like you got to get Chinese. Like,
yeah,
that's all there is. So this is the song and dance. They ask what you want and then veto all 12 options. Clay knows all too well.
It's very true.
No. Shout out Clay. Clay's my guy who does marketing and branding for LG and sent me the phone. And I didn't even tell people this. I haven't even got to it. There was a second part of like this promotion, and they sent me chicken wings from the Anchor Bar in Buffalo. Literally, this package showed up at my house with all these chicken wings, and Lauren was like, "What the hell? Why did someone send us celery in chicken wings?" But they were pretty good. Pretty good.
So wait, how does that wing phone work? I
haven't really got to mess with it yet much.
Pete, how many fucking cell phones does this guy have?
It seems like he's literally drowning in them.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's got the iPhone burner.
I've now switched, by the way, to a Ghost with passion fruit and lime. It's okay.
Cobra, I saw your message. I don't know why they didn't have Jalen Guyton in the player pool. I think they just, whatever their stats or database provider just doesn't have him in there. All right.
They don't have Hurts either, I don't think.
I mean, maybe they're just biased against
the resurrection.
Maybe they're just biased against North Texas.
Lauren just heard me from the other room, and she says, that's not an accurate representation of me. You made me sound ungrateful. Clay, Lauren was very grateful for the chicken wings. Trouble in paradise. No, I'm in trouble. Geez. I thought that what's the point of this barn door if she can hear everything I'm saying?
Why did Pete pay someone else to come into his house and install the barn door if it wasn't
Pete, I don't know if you know this, but we just put a barn door in our apartment. We installed it ourselves.
Did you? Wait, where'd you get the barn door?
We bought it off Amazon. We had to assemble it and then install it.
Did you guys buy anything sick on Prime Day?
No.
Hang on, I was not touching installing a barn door, man.
Corain just like really came in strong here with like, dude, I just fucking installed my own barn door.
You see this mantle behind me? See that right there? That wood structure? That's going right up there on that fireplace.
Let me go full screen here. Where's this barn door?
The barn door you can't see, but you see that wood right by the TV? That's going up above the fireplace. You haven't
installed it yet.
No, that's another project. The barn door is a door.
I'm aware of what a barn door is.
Yeah, that's not a door. Pete, I know
that looks like the like foundation or whatever for a barn door.
I know you had other people come and do it, but that is not a door.
Why did you guys move?
We moved from the Lower East Side after I was there for like 6 years, and so it's just kind of time for a different vibe.
Man, I was shook to learn that you were 34.
Did it make you? You had to ponder your own mortality?
Age. No, a little bit, but I thought you were my age.
and how old are you? You're like 28. Oh, okay.
23. I thought that part of Pete's fake young bit was having you as like his fantasy co-partner, and you were way younger.
No, I'm older than Pete. I'm a year older.
Yeah. No, I know. This is all shaking me out.
So is Pat fake young now?
I'm fake. I'm the most fake.
No, because Pat makes no assumptions, dude. Like Pat's not out here fucking making TikToks.
Yeah, that's true. I'm assembling barn doors and installing them in my house.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I balanced my range. I paid someone to install the barn door. I installed my standing desk, which people on Twitter were like,
we're on the clock.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
By the way, someone's like, Nick here is accusing me of mispronouncing ghosts. Some people say Ghosty or Ghose. Whatever. I say ghost.
Do you guys want Mike Davis?
Mike Davis, yeah.
All right. Yes, but I installed. There was a couple people who were like, I can't believe you put together your own standing desk. You didn't pay someone to do it. I mean, I wanted to pay someone to do it. Lauren actually vetoed it. I tried.
You know, there's gonna be a big scandal that comes out that you're gonna be revealed to be paying people to hand build your lineup.
Oh boy.
I just put together my own recumbent bike.
Yeah,
Would
when are
you
we gonna
guys-
see a shot of this bike?
Would
Was
you
that what
guys
you were
like
on
to,
yesterday?
Yeah,
Or
it's down in
Wednesday?
my basement. My unfinished basement.
Why everybody getting barn doors? Davis, when are you gonna get a barn door, bro? We're on the clock.
I wouldn't be opposed to taking Thielen, or not Thielen.
Galladay. Galladay is our second highest projected wide receiver.
What about Kittle? Get that tight end going.
We just want to draft the same team. I guess it's not the exact same team.
It's not the exact same team. I feel like it's a huge advantage to get Kittle in this.
Davis, Galladay, or Kittle, you get to break the
Let's
tie.
go. Let's go Kittle. Let's do Kittle.
We need it this week.
I don't own this house I live in though. I just rent it. So I can't be putting in barn doors here.
Clay asked if I'm still in New York. I'm in Brooklyn now.
Yeah, God, this guy does not miss an opportunity to tell you he's in Brooklyn. I don't know if you hipster.
Is Brooklyn still the cool neighborhood?
I would say I'm in okay, so to give you an idea of my neighborhood, literally yesterday, the backyard is shared with this apartment and the apartment above me. So the apartment above me has this woman who's an actress. She went in, she got 6 or 7 people, and they were doing some kind of play rehearsal out in the backyard. So that's where I'm at.
my brother
new life.
My brother lives in New York, but he did live in Brooklyn for a while, but I think he lives out in Long Island now.
Davis, you gonna say hi to Kitchen?
No. No. I was trying to ignore that comment and wait
I know,
for
I
you
was
to
gonna
block
let
him.
you. Hi, Kitchen. How you doing, buddy?
I've been thinking about getting some of those UGG slippers ever since I saw that episode. I still haven't pulled
Hey, get something they can't take away from you.
I'll never be able to take away slippers.
All right, we're on the clock.
I think I might get them.
Can we do Brady Godwin on this one?
I would do Montgomery here. Just saying.
Well, if we need to choose if we're doing the stack or not. We'll give Davis Brady Godwin. Godwin
first.
Sorry. I thought we had the turn again.
If we end up with an unstacked Brady.
Well, Evans is still available too, so it's not.
Well,
and Cam Brate too.
You just grab Cam Brate here with Kittle. I don't know how Cam Brate gets drafted in a 6-round 6-man draft.
Dude, I sort of think that Cam Brate might be a sneaky dude.
We have Kittle.
I know, but I'm just okay. All right, stop with the David Kitchen. I can't.
No, we got to call Pat out on that. That was an incredibly.
I'm telling you what has happened in the last day of my life. Yesterday, there was friggin' play practice going on, literally screaming about how they're going to get a divorce.
Did either of you guys watch High Maintenance on HBO? That
Yeah.
you're living in an episode of High Maintenance. That's really a great show.
It's a good show. Yeah.
So we got Brady Godwin.
What is your go-to takeout place with Brittany on the on Friday nights or whenever you guys get takeout? I don't know.
Yeah, right now we're still kind of exploring the spots, but right now it's a Thai spot that's just awesome. It's got amazing yellow curry, amazing massaman curry, really good curry puffs, good pad Thai.
So man, there's some pretty good Thai places around me, but we tried a new one maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I got some of the fucking rankest green curry I've ever had. You can tell when a curry is just it hasn't sat long enough, and the coconut milk separates from the grease and everything. It's just not good, and I couldn't even eat it. I was like, this is fucking trash. It's never good.
I'm a pad Thai guy when I go Thai.
Pad Thai's okay. I like it fine.
Such an American when he goes to eat.
I just crush some Coors Lights and pad Thai. It's great.
Yeah.
Get some extra peanut sauce on the side. Why did the peanut sauce elicit such a belly laugh?
Yeah.
Because I can just like that's just that's just such like a fucking Boston weekender thing to do
Yeah.
for me.
Peanuts song. It's been a fun stream. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm pretty sick of those guys. This is a safe space for those of us who like peanut sauce, extra peanut sauce with our tie.
Oh no! Now I'm on the bottom. I get blocked by all the comments. I
Yeah.
was enjoying being above the comment line.
There we go. Please answer Pete's question about curry puffs. What the hell are curry puffs?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
All right, so it's like this almost like phyllo dough.
Oh shit, we're on the clock.
We need go, click on the running backs.
You
I
gotta
like,
Miles.
yeah, Miles.
All right. Fine. Pat has a hard on for Miles Sanders. This isn't a GPP, Pat. You know that, right?
It is a GPP.
Isn't it literally a GPP?
You're right. You're right.
It's like a good GPP.
I thought we were in the I forgot we were in the battle royale. You're right, Pat. I'll allow it, but you're on thin ice.
All right. Anyway, the curry puffs. It's like a phyllo dough that gets fried, and then inside it has like this very fragrant yellow curry. It's quite delicious.
There you go. We are on the clock again with 14 seconds left here. No, I don't want to be in autopilot mode. What do you guys want to do, Robbie or AJ Brown?
AJ Brown. Let's do the ground
with
game.
that. Guys, this is a bit of a chalky lineup. Just kidding. We didn't get Montgomery.
This team is pretty nice here. Davis, Kittle, Brady Godwin, Sanders, AJ Brown.
Pretty
There
good.
it is. What is better, auto draft because of high school or auto draft because of curry puffs? the poor chat having to remind us that we're on the clock because we're talking about curry puffs. All right.
I might get some curry puffs tonight.
Yeah, I'm getting real hungry. We're gonna have to shut it down here now.
We still haven't litigated whether or not Christian Kirk is a good dynasty prospect.
Well, I mean, okay. Christian Kirk, no one's buying him for anything coming close to what you had to pay to get him. So,
But I would be like, if I want you to sell me on him as a buy though. Like I want you to be like, Davis, it's going to be fine. The targets per route run, whatever.
targets per route run aren't very good.
Yeah.
and they clearly they're not showing any indications of playing Fitzgerald less. And if Fitzgerald were to retire suddenly, maybe Isabella would pop instead of Kirk because of.
Well, I'm fine with that because I am leveraged hard on Andy Isabella.
Yeah, I think the dynasty buy is Isabella, but I think Kirk is a hold.
Because the knock on Kirk, right, is that they hadn't been throwing downfield until this game against the Jets. This was really the first game they started to push the ball downfield.
Kyler is going to go fucking nuclear against the Cowboys. It's going to be awesome.
Kirk's ADOT has also dropped in a way that I think is bullish. That's like the one bullish sign where his ADOT, like the first couple of games, was absurd. Now it's down to 15.6, which is like a reasonable deep threat level. And that's good. You don't want a guy like with a 20 plus ADOT. It's just going to be too inconsistent.
Yeah.
This is a good one. What do you do with Michael Gallup in Dynasty?
Clutch your rosary beads.
Well, I was thinking that, but then they can get out of this Cooper contract after this year.
But will they? There's no reason to. I mean, unless they're really obsessed with Noah Brown, which they seem to be for some reason.
Cedric Wilson is the guy. Cedric Wilson, there's a dynasty buy. I'm being for real. Like he's playing like 40% of the snaps for them now.
It's strange.
Yeah.
Cooper's snaps keep dropping. His routes run keep dropping.
Well, they're just rotating all of them. Gallup, Lamb, and Cooper. They're all rotating.
They're not rotating Gallup. He ran last week. He ran 100%.
Well, you can't rotate the guy who clears out for everyone else to get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't rotate that guy. Everyone else is rotating around Gallup. He's the sun.
Which it's so weird that Gallup is typecast that way because, like, to me, I know he's fast. I think he's 4.41 40, but like to me, that is not his greatest asset at all. Like he is like a really good route runner, really good at contested catches, which I guess still helps downfield, but like I don't think of him as like a Henry Ruggs type or anything.
No, me neither. It's weird. He's got a 16.9 ADOT on the season, which is, I mean, especially with Dalton coming in, that's concerning.
Chalk God had asked earlier to look at his header pick. It is from the highlight reel.
Nice.
LaVisca at Colorado just breaking some fool's ankles, man.
He really does. Look at just the shame in that body language there.
It is like a dog who's been punished.
Yeah.
This is a big Visca week.
Big Visca week.
8 targets last week. He could hit 10 targets this week if Chark doesn't play. Something
I was noticing is there's a marked usage in the way there's a marked change in his usage after that Thursday night game to the last 2 weeks. They have stopped doing some of the gadget stuff with him, and they're just using him like a stone cold wide receiver now.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple plays in this last game where it was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, and they were like, LaVisca, go beat your dude. Go beat your dude and get open. Yeah. And I think that's super, super bullish, like long term for him, because the gadget stuff is nice, is to see them wanting him to get the ball. But like for him to be a long term top 12 wide receiver, he's got to be winning one-on-ones.
We know targets
target out of the backfield.
We know targets are the lifeblood of fantasy scoring, and for LaVisca to get these. Sorry, that's a inside joke one there for you guys. All right, we are gonna shut it down because I need to go eat these free chicken wings that were sent to my doorstep. This has been fun. Find Davis on the Takecast where he did a show about Bitcoin, evidently, that I missed.
Well, it was on the Patreon feed.
Oh, the Patreon. See, I'm not subscribed to the Patreon.
Yeah, this guy will fucking shill Ben Gretcher's Substack to anyone who will listen, but the guy
we don't subscribe to the Patreon.
What's going on? Tell me, what are these like showdown previews you do? I thought that was all that was on the Patreon.
Just whenever I just want to talk about something, I'll just do a show on there. Like if I'm feeling, but I don't know. You don't have to subscribe to it. I just do it if you want to do it.
Kitchen's offering me a free Swolecast shirt. That's really nice under the flannel shirt. So if you guys see me kind of just like bare chest under the flannel for the next 6
you'll get that shirt by like 2026
in like 4 years.
Yeah. People have asked for the LaVisca highlight reel. I think we can end on LaVisca. Pat's gonna make fun of me for my new outro music anyway, so this has been fun. We'll play the LaVisca highlight reel, which I am going to update very soon. After this week, once I have a little bit more footage, the update is coming. Thank you to Davis. Thank you to Pat. We will see. Oh shit! I need to find this Visca highlight reel. I have like so many themes in here. I have to go to this one. I have to go to the ship chasing theme to get here. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
He's a grown ass man, I'd say.